Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Today, we're going to be talking about all the news that came out of GAMA. We just got our first look at Armada Clone Wars and a bunch of RPG news, as well as Asmodee news. Lots of news. I'm just going to consolidate all of that into one video. We're going to talk about all of that today. If you are new here, let me remind you, there is still time left to enter to win the latest giveaway for a $25 Amazon gift card. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. All right, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in and start talking about all this cool stuff that came out of the GAMA trade show in Las Vegas. Now, I'm going to start off talking about the RPG because there have been a lot of rumor and concern and worry about the RPG. As somebody who has recently started playing the Star Wars RPG and fallen in love with it, I certainly admit I was a little concerned hearing different rumors about the RPG, what with all the layoffs that were going on and rumors that all the RPGs were being canceled and a lot of uncertainty there. Well, it turns out all of that stuff is getting shifted over to a new company that is going to be under Asmodee called Edge Entertainment. Edge Entertainment is taking over all of the RPGs. It's going to be one studio that is 100% focused on the RPG. And I think that's pretty cool, especially the fact that they're still under the Asmodee umbrella means they'll be able to talk to one another and kind of work and play nice with each other. Hopefully, I'm assuming they'll be able to share artwork freely, especially for the Star Wars RPG as far as that is concerned, because there is a lot of art sharing that goes on between the Star Wars RPG and all of the other miniatures games like X-Wing and Armada and Legion and, board games too, like Rebellion and Outer Rim and any expansions that ever come out for those or any new board games, any of that stuff. So very exciting time for the RPG folks because your game is still alive and has a future, which is very, very exciting. Now, even if, let's just say something like that does come to an end one day, since RPGs are really theater of the mind anyway, nothing's stopping you from continuing to play your games. I know my group was definitely planning to continue doing Star Wars RPG stuff, even if they did announce it was ending, because, hey, like, at least for the Star Wars RPG, this is pretty much a complete game. I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff they could still do, especially with The Mandalorian coming up. The Mandalorian, speaking of which, is another thing that is going to be coming out, because they didn't really show us anything good, but they showed a picture of the Mandalorian next to Star Wars Legion, and then that's going to be coming. Of course, it did say Q1, which they admitted was a typo. But yes, Mandalorian and Star Wars Legion is also coming. We really don't know a whole lot about that, but I'm not as surprised about that because, of course they were going to do that. Of course they're going to do Mandalorian and Legion and Mandalorian and X-Wing and maybe Mandalorian and Armada. That one I'm not too sure about. But that one's exciting. Asmodee also shocked a lot of people by announcing just overall price increases to MSRP. They talked a little bit about how, there's only so much of a discount stores can give from the MSRP. And now with the new raised MSRP, that's going to change a lot of the games and how much of a discount you can potentially get them for, even when they're having a sale for an advertised price. Now, a lot of these titles that they announce changes to are primarily just board games. A lot of Catan-based. Whoa, is going on? Wow, that was weird. But a lot of Catan-based games. We've got Dixit, Game of Thrones, Arkham Horror, Seven Wonders. But a big one on there is the Star Wars Legion core set is going up from $89 to $99. Now, that one is going to be kind of significant to get new players started in Star Wars Legion, and to me it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal because it kind of brings it in line with the other core set. But I think it is worth mentioning that they're just coming out there and saying, look, we're raising the prices on some of these games, and end of story. And that's considering the fact that there's already a limited amount of discount that they can give. That's a little bit problematic. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Another big thing from Asmodee is they are shifting their potential focus as far as how they want to do business. Basically, their agreement with Alliance as their sole distributor ends. And it ends on July 1st. And now it looks like they're going to be doing direct business directly with retailers, which is going to really, I'm curious exactly how that's going to work out, but I feel like that has the potential to be good for local game stores. I'm not sure if that was really... I'm not sure exactly what was going on, because it looked like they were trying to compete directly and harm local game stores. Not harm. Harm is a rough word. But it looked like they were trying to go into more direct competition with local game stores. What with the early, pre-ordering stuff, you get it like a whole week early. They're doing that. The change to the reimbursement policy, it seemed like, I've got a broken piece in my, now the only way I can call Asmodee and get my piece fixed directly is if I bought directly from them. So already all these incentives for you to buy directly from them, bypassing a distributor completely. Well, I think if they're going direct to the game stores, that's going to still cut out the distributor and end up with, hopefully a better deal for everybody. That also could very well factor into the whole new parts replacement program if they're dealing directly, if your local game store is now dealing directly with Asmodee, as opposed to waiting for Alliance to bring stuff in. And I'll tell you what, Alliance has, at least from my personal experience, Alliance has missed street dates an awful lot here in Central Florida. And I'm not sure if it's been the same in your neck of the woods. Let me know down in the comments below if you've had, over the past 2 or 3 years, if you've had problems with, product that's supposed to be out on Friday and it doesn't come out until maybe next Wednesday. Like things like that is one of the problems that I've run into a number of times, and it's a real bummer, especially for somebody like me who counts on having new product out on release day, or even in some cases before release day if I pre-order from FFG. To be able to have unboxings and reviews and all of that stuff ready to go as soon as it is possible. Having to wait a week or longer. I mean, we still don't have Phase 2 clones, B2 Super Battle Droids here in Orlando. It's like, unless you order directly from FFG, like nobody's got them. So it's kind of rough. So I think shifting away from Alliance could potentially be a good thing. Although I'm not sure how... the logistics that go into shipping to retailers directly, because that could be a really complicated process, and I wonder if they don't end up getting in over their heads. My hopes are with you, though, Asmodee. Hopefully this goes really well, and hopefully it's good for everybody, including the local game stores, but most importantly for the end users, the customers, the consumers, the people who are playing this game. Hopefully this is a way for them to get their games faster and more secure and more reliable and have better return policy and makes everybody happy. I think that's what we all kind of want. Hey, let's see if that works. All right, on to the big announcement that you're all looking for. Armada Clone Wars. We got our first look. Available Q4 2020. So what did I tell you in my last Armada video, talking about Armada's bright future? Still on track for Q4 2020. Still on track for Q4 2020. Now, that's pretty awesome. And that's really all the information we have right now. If there's going to be global delays with everything coming out of China, then of course it's going to affect everything. But until we get to that point, Q4 is still pretty far out. So we'll have to see what happens between now and then. So that's exciting. But look at this acclimator. That's majestic artwork. Looks like it's flying over Coruscant, which is really cool. Now, there's not a whole lot of concrete information that's come out that I've been able to get my hands on just yet. But I also want to address. Let's look a little bit closer at this particular image, because this is awesome, because we're seeing 2 consular class corvettes there also. So this is potentially our first kind of look at maybe things that we can expect in the launch wave of Clone Wars Armada. Definitely ships that I was expecting, although I will admit I expected a Venator to be the very first thing they showed us. I did expect it to be a Venator. I didn't expect these 2 to be in Wave 1. Now, granted, this does not mean that they are in Wave 1. This could be box art. This could be, poster art. This might not be in the core set. This might be the cover of the core set. There might not be a core set. It might be individual faction packs. There's still a whole lot of details that we don't have yet, and so I'm really excited for that. If if Adepticon ends up happening, like with everything that just happened last night, with the travel ban going on in the United States right now, It's like the whole coronavirus thing is getting pretty serious. So, well, I mean, it's been really serious. It's becoming more and more of a reality for a lot of people that might have dismissed it. So, who knows what trade shows, how many more trade shows we're going to have, and how many more public gatherings we're going to have, and how much more information will simply just be released digitally versus at in-person gatherings. I know I am personally really looking forward to Gen Con this year, and I'm remain hopeful that everything will kind of resolve peacefully before then, so we can have an in-flight report, and maybe that'll be the first unveiling of how exactly the Clone Wars is going to be landing. But we'll have to wait and see. And that wouldn't actually be unprecedented for a Q4 release to get debuted during the in-flight brief at Gen Con. That's certainly something that they have tried to do before, and then sometimes those Q4 releases get pushed back to January and February, March, April. You know, these things happen from time to time. But we did get our first look at Armada Clone Wars, at least at some of the art for it, and this is very, very exciting. So it does look like acclimators and consulars are locked in. I think it's kind of a no-brainer, right? There's how many ships does the Republic really even have during the Clone Wars that are recognizable? I mean, these and the Venator, and then you got a couple of reprints that are also available for the Rebels, and then maybe the Architans. Oh, well, of course, the Architans. Maybe a Pelta. Maybe the wings will be folded differently in the Pelta. I mean, I'll probably have to do another video where we revisit more ships that likely are good contenders to show up in Armada Clone Wars. But it's really exciting. If you are excited, let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments section. Be sure to check the description box for links on ways that you can help support the channel if you're interested, such as Patreon or buying a shirt, or there's merch down there. There's also social media links if you want to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or any of that other stuff. I want to thank my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing. Definitely help make this possible. So thank you for your continued support. You guys are amazing. So thank you again. And as always, have a great day.